Welcome to a session where we're gonna sweat, and stretch. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Kristen. I work as a physiotherapist and a group instructor, and I wanna give you some good workouts for you to do, challenging up your daily routine. This is how it's gonna work. We're gonna work for 30 minutes. The two first blocks, which each are 10 minutes, we are trying to push ourselves, getting that heart rate up and going, so we are boosting our metabolism, burning up lots of calories. So we have 3 different exercises in each block. The first block, we are targeting getting short of breath and our core and ab area. That's gonna be for 10 minutes, 3 different exercises, one after each other, and then one exercise we're gonna do once. Moving on to that second block, where we still are aiming to get short of breath, but now we are focused on our lower body. And the third and the final block, we are slowing down a little bit, doing some stretching, standing up, while we are challenging our balance. So each block is, as said, 10 minutes, and we're gonna push it hard for the first 20 minutes, and the reward will be in the end where we are gonna do the stretching part. The time frame is gonna be 45 seconds on and 15 seconds for the next exercise. So that will be the 10 minutes in each block. You are gonna do a little bit of warm up before you meet me here. The only thing you'll need today is exercise mat. I have my timer and a good set of shoes and maybe a bottle of water. So do the warm up, bring your equipment, and meet me here to a sweaty, hard session. But do remember, it's only 20 minutes of the 30 minutes where we are pushing it real hard. And in the end, it's a balance challenge, but still it's gonna be tough, but a little less pushing on the heart rate. So let's go, let's do this sweaty session together. So you've been warmed up. So the first block for the 10 minutes, we are targeting that core and ab area. The first exercise we're gonna do is gonna be a plank split hop. Maybe all depending on the space you have around you, you might wanna fold your exercise mat. So we're gonna go out and in, and we are gonna keep that engagement in our core area, and in the rest period, I will of course make sure to show you the next exercise so you're ready to hit it up. So pushing ourselves, do the best you can. We're gonna work for those 10 minutes, have a little bit of a water break, and then we'll continue. But enough talking, let's go and hit it hard here. So my timer is gonna be turned on here, counting down from 10 seconds, working that 45 seconds down on our forearms, and keep that chin in and chest upwards, and we are gonna open up. So we're inhaling and exhaling, so you might get that breathing well in place. So we're working to get that heart rate up and get short of breath. You might want to go with a little less deep breathing. You're just gonna go in and out here, so you get the good oxygen in to make you move. So squeezing that core area, shoulders away from your ears, and pushing it out to the side. If this is too much, you can go here instead. And always, if it's getting a little bit too pushy, you can go out and do some jogging on the spot. Let's go for another 4 seconds. And we are up on straight arms, connecting with that core area, ready to do a frog thruster, moving in and stepping out again. So make sure that you are landing softly on those feet. So in and out. If you have a lower back issue, you might want to go not as far out as a full plank, but just a little bit of a flexion in your knees. So squeezing core area, looking straight down, the shoulders well away from your ears, squeezing and landing softly. So inhaling and exhaling, flexion in your knees, squeezing, and continue pushing that heart rate for another 5 seconds. Yes. Turning around, going into a tabletop position. Hands are pointing a little bit out to the side. Get that buttocks up, and we're gonna kick it up here and keep that chin towards your chest. So let's go. So still connecting with your core area, and you're gonna use your buttocks to keep that buttocks up and engaging your ab area. Moving in, and you can always go with a bit of lifting up and down here. So do what it takes to get short of breath, but still in for what you are capable of doing. Keep it up, kicking, and keep that buttocks up and away from the mat. Yep, turning around for exercise number 1, second round, and you should be affected on your breathing by now. Use the rest period to get that position in place. Going for that plank split up, second round. Or you're gonna do the stepping out instead. So always just continue pushing it. Always do as close as possible to the exercise. But sometimes, maybe you had a rough day, you want to go and do the modification. And you can do a little bit of both. So it doesn't matter as long as you get short of breath and you feel that heart rate coming up. And keep it up. Feel your full core area. And do remember your pelvic floor. Yep. Up for front thruster. So hands straight underneath your shoulders for the best possible alignment. Pushing that navel button towards your spine and flexion and stretching out again. So every time you're moving those feet up, you can feel that you do that moving, a little bit of flexion in your core area. Hips against your rib cage. Inhale and exhale. No locked elbows, just keep them slightly in a slight flexion. 10 more seconds. Keep it up. 5 seconds. Yes. Turning around for that tabletop position. Hands a bit out to the side. And let's continue with no locked elbows. Moving that buttocks up. And let's kick it. Squeezing. And do remind yourself not letting go of your head. Pushing it, kicking it, feel the warmness in your body. Let's go. We can do it, or you just go with the modification. Keep it up. Only 2 more seconds. Yes. Round for that third and final round. The 3-eye exercises once more. And then we move on to that single repetition to make it 10 minutes. You can always put your head on top of your hands, easing off your neck. Looking a little bit forward. Don't look at your legs. They can completely work without you looking at them. Because if you look at your legs, your little buttocks will come up towards the ceiling, and that will make the ab area less active. So stay nice and strong, hands straight. Yep. Final round of front thruster. Shoulders away. If it gets too much to be on resting down on your arms, go up and do some jogging on the spot. I promise you, in our second block, we are gonna be upstanding, a bit away from our shoulder joints. It can be a bit challenging to do different exercises in a row, where you are resting on your arms. So help out with your core muscle, the muscle that is helping you stay up straight all day through. So very important area. Easing off your back. So close. Yes. That third and final round of the tabletop. Kick shoulder away from your ears, and we are gonna kick it in for that final round. So before we get some water, I have to remind you that we just have one exercise left, doing that a single repetition, which is going to be a mountain climber. So pushing those feet up, you know this is our final round of the tabletop. Let's get those last 15 seconds done. You will be very happy when you have completed. Yes, turning around, doing a mountain climber, straight and crossing under. Just one single round, and you know water is coming up, pushing it up and underneath. So you could go with 4, 3, 2, 1, cross under, 4, 3, 2, 1, straight ahead. Knees coming towards your chest and doing that twisting so you are hitting your oblique muscle as well. So keep that alignment, keep the engagement, even though you might be a bit tired in your core area, you are very close to be done with the first block. Doing the best possible, keep it up. We'd be here for the last few seconds. Beautiful. Timer to stop. Grab a bit of water and be proud that you did the first 10 minutes. Even though it doesn't feel like 10 minutes, time is just flying back by when you concentrate. Great. So now you hopefully sound like me, hitting that, pushing that, getting short of breath. So we know that when we do that, we are boosting our metabolism. So for the second round, we're actually not going to use the second block here. We're not going to use the exercise mat. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with an angel jump. So that's going to be a little bit of a narrow jump lunges, getting up and back down again. So 3 exercises, focusing in that lower body area, and I'm gonna still continue, of course, to show you the next exercise in the break. So if you don't feel like you need the rest period here, you might want to push it a little bit harder in this second block. So work equals rest, equally important. So let's go for those jumps here. Shoulders are back, we're staying up straight, nice, and chin is in. So flexion in our knees, pushing that buttocks back, jumping up. As we're reaching up, we're inhaling and exhaling. If this is too much, you can go down and touching your thighs instead of going all the way down. So don't do this, pushing buttocks up. If it's possible for you to do the flexion, you go all the way down, or else you go to those knees. Inhaling and exhaling, reaching up for the stars. You are a star yourself. You here doing the best you can. Or you can go up, down instead, or you can do the combination. That's great about YouTube. You can do it your own space. Yes. Moving on to a jump squat where we are moving sideways. So keep the distance between our feet all the way through, so it makes it easier to go down in those knees. Lifting up, moving from one side to the other one, pushing that glutes back And if you're not that fond of doing jump squat, you can go with a totally body extension, still pushing up. And you know, one day you will find yourself flying into that jump squat. So that's the way of doing it. Moving from one side to the other one. 15 seconds. Keep that chin in, keep that chest up. Make sure that it's your buttocks coming back and not your head coming down. And in center, yes. Going for a star jacks, so not as low as a jump squat. Little bit distance between, thumbs are pointing up, going down here, moving up. So sort of like a jacks, but a bit more explosive. So up and out to the side. Make sure that your arms are not pulling back, hitting up that shoulder area. So keep those arms a little bit in front of you. Going down, moving up. Thumbs are pointing up to open up in your shoulders. If too much, you can go with a jack, or you can go a little bit more modified here with that heel in instead. You can do so many different things. So inhale and exhale. Pushing those feet out to the side. Feel the contraction in your thighs, your glute area. Yes. So that was the first round of the 3 exercises. Now you know them. Now you can push it fully in, ready for that narrow jump. And shoulders are back. Squeezing, engaging, reaching up. So as we go up, inhaling, exhaling on the way down. And you can go with the modification here on your thighs. So always important to get that quality in place. Sometimes a little bit difficult when you're working out at home. That's why I am telling you what to be sure to make that quality in perfect manner. Inhale, exhale, pushing it. So keep up the hard work, because when this block is over, you have completed the hard part of this session. Yes, sideways jump squat, shoulders are back. So keep that distance. I know I said it before, it's much more easy to get down without pushing in that lower back when you keep the distance between your feet. Jumping from one side to the other, or you do the totally body extension. So good way is looking for that timer, and you might want to go, I'm gonna go those 10 seconds sideways jump squat with you, and then I'm gonna do a bit of modification. Or you're just gonna push it full for those 45 seconds. Not a minute, 45 seconds. Inhale on the way up. Let's go, 10 more seconds. Buttocks back, engaging your glute area. Yes. Ready for the star jacks or the modified position with the jacks. Yep. And getting shorter breath is not a sign of being in bad shape. It's a sign of you pushing yourself to the hardest, where you are affecting that oxygen deficit, which require your body to regain after the workout is done, and that costs calories for us. And when we keep the workouts short and intense, you don't get that hungry feeling afterwards. 12 more seconds. And here we are, ready for that angel jump. Final round of the 3 exercises. Yes, let's go. Reaching up, inhaling and exhaling. So many years ago, before I was introduced to HIIT training, high intensity interval training, I used to keep it up. I used to work out for hours and hours in a row. And what's left me was a really hungry beats. And I was just in a short period of time working out for hours and hours. I was so hungry. In a few minutes, I ate more calories than I burned. So, starting out with this break, starting out by doing those intervals, shortening down my workouts, I suddenly dropped the last few kilos and just had a lot more of energy left to do all different kind of things required through the day. So, long story short, keep the workouts short and intense, and you have a lot of amount of energy to do different kind of things in your day. And I guess you might have the same religion about exercising as me since you are here. And I know it's tough while we are going, but then we have to remind ourselves that we're not working out for hours and hours. Yep, hope it makes sense. In between me talking away, in between jump squatting sideways. Ready for that? Star jacks or the ordinary jacks. Keep it up here, 3 seconds, 2, and moving up. So now we are pushing for this one. And when we're done with this, we're gonna do one exercise to complete the block. If you do the counting, you know, 45 seconds, 15 rest, 3 rounds, that is 3 minutes exercise. 3 exercises become 9 minutes. And of course we need that final exercise to make it that 10-minute workout block. Squeeze and keep it up. We'll go in for that final seconds here. 2 and 1. So for that final little yoga or exercise, leaning back, tapping those knees, just 1 single round. And you know, you've been doing the tough part, getting shorter breath for approximately 20 minutes. If this is too much, you can go up here. Just do it as close as possible. Similar, if you're not doing as much as getting those knees up here, it is important that you get your arms up and up over top of your shoulders, what I was gonna say. And don't do the knee tapping. So leaning back. Let's go. I'm telling you, this is our final pulse exercise for today. A water break is coming up before you know it. 5 seconds. Tapping, clapping those knees. Giving yourself that final clap because you did it. So get some water and we are going to do that final block, doing some stretching and balance training. So what I often see in my daily life as a physiotherapist is the older we get, the more lack of the balance. So we're going to combine that. I'm going to put the time on. Don't worry about it, it's just going to run out here and we're just going to keep time up with the time for the 10 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out by standing on our right leg and we are going to lift up our left leg. So this is where you're going to be right now. I'm going to start out for the timer. So standing in a good position here, so not pushing that hip out. Good contraction here in your hip area to get the stability. So we are pushing that heel towards our buttocks, engaging our core area. Shoulders are down and our elbow is just slightly bended. If this is enough, you stay put, or maybe you want to go further down to challenge that balance. So leaning forward, still pushing that heel towards your buttocks, looking down to keep your neck safe and engage with your core area. Maybe you want to do a little bit of support against a wall or maybe a chair, opening up a bit more. So we are moving that heel away from our buttocks and straight arm forward, moving up, staying still here. You can do a little bit of flexion in that standing leg, inhaling and exhaling. Keep it up, moving up to a standing position and letting go, and go for that opposite leg. Straight position around your hip, lifting up that opposite leg, starting out with the position here, the good safe position, pushing your hip forward, shoulder down, and elbow in a slightly bended position. So get that feeling of the stretch in your hip area, around your knee area. Engage your core area, chin is in, and now we're moving forward, leaning forward in our hip. So no flexion in your lower back. The same position we had when we were standing up is the one we keep when we are leaning forward. So do it in the hip area. You're gonna stand with a little bit of a flexion in your left leg, moving forward, reaching forward with your opposite arm. Keep that challenge, and you know what, it doesn't matter if you're a little bit wobbly here, pushing that foot away, you can always do a bit of support. Keep that position here, focus and concentration. Pushing that heel a bit away from that your buttocks, reaching out, nose is pointing down. Inhale, stay put for a few more seconds, and we are going up again, easing off. So standing on our right leg, moving that left leg up and resting your foot on the opposite leg, pushing your buttocks back, and now you are reaching in for that glute area for the leg that you have put on top of the other one. So when we are standing here, do push your buttocks back so you're not pushing forward. Toes or knee are supposed to be behind your toe all the way. So if possible, reaching out to the side and just go further into that stretch so you can feel it in your glute area. Shoulders are down, combine with your core area, the magic point to keep your balance. Straight, looking down here to keep that straight neck, reaching a little bit further. So use your inhale and exhaling, going a little bit further down into your stretch, squeezing that core area to keep the balance, and slowly moving up, coming back in, and alternative to the opposite. So engage, opposite leg on top of your thigh, pushing that buttocks back, reaching forward with your arms but not pulling shoulders up, just relaxing in your upper body, except for of course the engagement in your core area. Inhaling, going a bit further down into that stretch. Further down, inhale. So don't underestimate the importance of balance and of course the stretching, which we are combining here. As we age, we have a little bit tendency to do a lot of the balance challenge sitting. So we sit down to put on socks and just not concentrating on challenge the balance. And you do know Every time we're walking, we are standing on one leg for each step, squeezing, inhaling, exhaling, and reaching up, getting into a wide position here, folding hands in front of us, stepping up on our toes, squeezing our thighs and our glutes, and pushing forward. A little bit of flexion in our lower back, so try to go up on those toes to still keep the balance. Challenge, inhaling, reaching up, shoulders down, stay up on those toes if possible. Inhaling, sweat coming down my forehead just from the previous 20 minutes of a workout. And feet are coming down. Right hand on your right hip, lifting up that left leg, reaching over for the right side of the standing leg, over to the side, and feel all the way of the stretch along your left side, leaning to that right side. Connecting with your ab area. If it's too much, you can just put your toe down, reaching for that side, and keep your core helping you, moving that lifted leg up, chin is in, reaching out to the side, coming back into center, and put that left hand on your left hip, reaching over to the left side. Feel the stretch before you're moving up with that right leg, reaching over, keep that chin in, pushing a bit further, and you have the balance here, you move that lifted leg up, get that stretch. So still, even though we're lifting our leg up, we're still moving it away from center. Keep it up. You can do it, or just go down and get the balance again and come back here with me. Stretching, reaching out, and back into center. Staying on our right leg, move our left knee up, and we are gonna either grab around our ankle, lifting our leg up, doing a hamstring stretch. So straight alignment here, moving that chest up, keep it up. So you can reach here, or maybe you are able to reach down here. You can combine it. If too much, you can go down and do the hamstring stretch here. So leaning back a bit, reaching up. Yep, so you're supposed to feel it here all the way down, and you can, as you're pointing your toe up towards your nose, you can feel the stretch in, deep in, getting a stretch of your nerves as well. Shoulders are down, inhaling, exhaling, slowly moving that leg down, and not to forget the opposite leg. Good position here. Maybe you have a preferred side. Makes it easier to be standing on one leg compared to the other one. Connect with your core muscle. I'm telling you, that is the magic point. And try to get a stretch in your knee, and if it's not possible, you just move your arms further up, or do the stretching with that heel down. Oopsie. Getting into that position again. It's supposed to be challenging. Keep that stretch. Very close to being completed for today's session. It's always great to do some stretching afterwards when you've been doing the pulse focused exercises, because then you're all warm in your body. Turning around here. Reaching from one side to the other one, and coming back into center, reaching up, inhaling, Opening up, exhaling. Let's go again, get some energy in, pushing that, blowing that worn out energy, reaching up. You've done great. Reaching up and back down again. Completed those 30 minutes of work, water. Beautiful. So, hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you for joining me. It's great to be working out with you. I am sure that you did best possible. And you are just gonna have a look at some of the other sessions here on my channel. And until I see you next time, you know, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay strong. So see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.